So if you own a 2015 or newer F-150 and you're interested in auxiliary lighting, then you probably know by now that normally you have to invest a decent amount of time and money getting auxiliary lighting installed on your truck. Usually getting something like a light bar or cubes installed means investing in some custom hardware, and usually that also means you have to cut, tap, drill, weld, or get into some pretty crazy stuff to throw some custom lighting on your truck. Well, ZRoadz decided to come up with a very simple, affordable, and quick solution. Talking about these really cool and nifty hood hinge mounting brackets which are capable of supporting individual LED light cubes, which ZRoadz also offers. Now I get it, at around the $150 price point, you might be thinking it's a little bit expensive for a couple of metal brackets, but honestly, you're getting what you pay for, and trust me, when you compare these to some of the other options as far as auxiliary lighting goes, these are still way more affordable and less time consuming, and you don't have to make any permanent modifications to your truck. Now these are very well built. They're made out of 1/4-inch thick steel plate, stainless steel by the way, really nice black powder coat finish. They're laser scanned and cut, and they fit directly underneath the hood hinge themselves. So you don't have to cut, you don't have to tap, drill, weld, or make any custom modifications like I said. I'm gonna give the install a very simple 1 out of 3 wrenches on my difficulty meter. It should not take you more than 10 to 20 minutes to get these installed, and you only need one basic hand tool, but I'll show you exactly how they work in just a minute. Now if you wanted to throw ZRoadz light cubes on top of here, you definitely could. They ensure that you can do so thanks to this little bolt nut and washer here, but honestly, as long as you have a light cube with a 3/8" diameter post or smaller, you can actually cut the stud, make sure it doesn't hit the hood here, or you could just reverse the hardware upside down. At any rate, you could pretty much make any LED cube fit on here as long as it'll physically sit on top of the bracket itself. So it's kind of universal, but again, ZRoadz has some very high quality lighting hardware that you should take a look at in tandem with these brackets. So again, if you want to avoid the hassle of investing in a big light bar with a bunch of custom hardware, and you want to avoid cutting or making any permanent modifications to your truck, but you still want some auxiliary lighting for those off-road trips, then the ZRoadz hood hinge mounting bracket should be the ticket. And if you decide to invest in these guys, you can come back in just a second. I'll show you how easy it is to get that install done. Again, shouldn't take us more than 5 to 10 minutes. All right guys, this one is very easy. All you'll need is a standard drive ratchet and a 13mm deep socket. All right, so like I said, this is super easy guys. All you gotta do is prop your hood up. You don't even need to worry about supporting the hood as long as you do one side at a time, because we're not removing the hardware securing the hood entirely. We're just loosening it. Now to do that, you'll need a 13mm deep socket and a standard drive ratchet. You're gonna be loosening both of these bolts that secure the hood to the bracket itself. Go ahead and grab the appropriate bracket. For the driver's side, these little U-shaped holes right here should point towards the outside, towards the fender. And obviously the little tongue here, the little mount for your light cube, should be facing back towards the windshield. All right, so when you go to loosen both of these nuts, you'll need to get about a 1/4 inch clearance for the bracket itself. So again, we're not removing these entirely, we're just loosening them enough to slide the bracket in place. Now once you loosen this second nut, the hood may shift a little bit, but you don't have to worry, these studs are securing the hood to the bracket even still. All right, once you've loosened both of those sufficiently, go ahead and grab the bracket, orient it in the right direction, and slide it in place. Double check your clearance on the little edge of the hood here, because you can see that from the outside of the truck. You want to make sure it's not pressing up against there, because over time, vibrations may cause it to chip away the paint. So you want a little bit of clearance in there so the bracket's not touching the hood itself. So once you got both those nuts tightened down, go ahead and slowly close the hood, make sure you don't have any clearance issues, and make any adjustments as needed. But that wraps up my review and install of the ZRoadz LED Light Cubes hood hinge mounting brackets fitting your 2015 or newer F-150. I'm Travis, thanks for watching, and for all things F-150, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.